Hello, namaste, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. And we are very sorry for getting 5 minutes delayed because of some technical trouble. And thank you for being there and waiting for us patiently, all the viewers. Thank you so much, and a warm good evening to all of you from my side. I am Tithi Saha, Category Manager of Competitive Exam, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar, which we are going to conduct on the topic of digital QA/QC to see how technology is transforming biopharma quality and career prospects. Am I audible, everybody? Can I have a quick response from everyone? Good evening, Vijaya, Sahib, Ankita, good evening. Yeah, thank you so much for your response, Vijaya. Yes. So, without further delay, let's get started. I know you guys are eagerly waiting for today's webinar. So, the biopharma industry, as you know, is moving through one of the most significant transformation in its history. Like as innovative therapies such as biologic, cell, and gene treatments enter the mainstream, the pressure to ensure uncompromising product quality, data integrity, and regulatory compliance has never been higher. And at the heart of this responsibility lie two crucial functions: quality assurance and quality control. So traditionally, QA/QC have served as the backbone of pharmaceutical manufacturing, as you all know, because this processes it ensures that every process, product, and record stands up to regulatory scrutiny and patient safety. However, despite their crucial importance, these areas often struggle with operational hurdles that slow down efficiency and innovation. In many organizations, quality teams still rely heavily on manual workflows. And you know what? Studies show that as much as 30% of professional working time in QA/QC can be consumed by documentation alone. And in an environment where it is less automated, this figure can even go even higher. So another major challenge in QA/QC sector is the fragmentation. Lab data, which may sit across multiple systems, right? So there is LIMS, then there is ERP, Excel sheets, standalone instruments. So making visibility and collaboration becomes difficult. So when information is scattered and quality teams lose valuable time reconciling data, ensuring traceability and answering essential compliance questions become a major challenge. So these inefficiencies can have direct business consequences. Every extra day in the batch release cycle doesn't just imply productivity, impact productivity. It can mean millions of dollars of operational losses and, more importantly, delayed patient access to life-saving therapies. So, this digital shift, fortunately, in this industry is having a very powerful and useful consequence. So, modern platforms are now emerging that can go beyond simple electronic record keeping. These systems provide real time dashboards that show task progress, pending reviews, bottlenecks, and overall operational health. They also provide automated planning and resource allocation, enabling smarter workload balancing and even batch simulations before execution. These automated systems, they also make sure that there is seamless integration across different systems, reducing data isolation and ensuring end-to-end visibility. And AI powered insights and recommendations also come very handy with these systems. So in short, digital quality systems, they create a unified workspace where information flows effortlessly, roles are clearly defined, and progress can be measured continuously, from the QC analyst performing tests to the QA manager approving batch documentation. Now, for professionals, this transformation opens an exciting new landscape. As companies adapt to these technologies, the skill expectations are evolving. QA/QC roles are no longer limited to documentation, testing, and compliance oversight only. Today's quality specialists are expected to be comfortable with digital lab and manufacturing systems, data analytics and visualization, AI assisted decision tools, integrated quality data environments, and also paperless workflows and electronic batch records. This means new career opportunities are emerging for digital QA leaders, validation experts for automated systems, LIMS specialists, data driven QC scientists, and professionals who can bridge quality with technology. So, whether you are starting your career or looking to grow within the industry, understanding the digital shift is becoming essential. And those who can combine scientific knowledge with digital fluency are the ones who will lead the next wave of quality innovations in biopharma. And this is the main agenda of today's webinar, where we talk about digital shift that is happening in the biopharma quality department today. We also take a look at the reshaping career trajectories and skills and knowledges that will require to build a future-proof career in QA/QC field. So thank you all once again for joining, and let's begin. So before we start, let me give you a walkthrough for today's session. So today we have three experts with us. First session will be taken by Mr. Pradip Tiwari, who will be enlightening us on how QA/QC in biopharma is shifting from manual to digital to keep a pace with today's modern requirements. Thank you, sir, for joining us, and welcome to Biotechnica's webinar.
Yes, I hope. Thanks, Tithi. Thanks for welcoming us. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Myself, Pradip Tiwari. Currently, I am working in the Intas Biopharmaceuticals. It is like a leading company in Europe and US and as well as India. It is the first Indian MNCs who have entered in the biosimilar markets across the globe. And I am leading here ELN and LIMS implementation in across the R&D laboratories and quality control laboratories. Yeah,
Thank you, sir, for
yeah,
joining us.
thanks.
Um, so, sir will be taking our first session. Followed by
Yeah,
this, our second session will be there on data integrity, AI, and
yes,
automation in quality systems by our second guest speaker, Mr. Awadhesh Singh. And Mr. Awadhesh Singh is joining us for the second time. And thank you very much for
yeah,
that, sir, and welcome.
Thank you, Tithi. And really, it's nice to meet once again. And definitely, we will share our thought process to new joiner and beginner in the quality and quality control department.
Yes, sir. We are looking forward to your session. And followed by, sir, our third session will be on guidelines on how to build a future ready career in the digital age, that will be taken by our in house QA/QC, scientific expert, Dr. Ganeshan. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining here today.
Hello, everyone, and it's a great pleasure to see everyone here. And I can see our friends are here, our colleagues from the industry, and it's really nice to have you all, sir. And thank you for this opportunity, Tithi.
All right. So, guys, you have met our experts. I know you all are very excited to start our session. And so, without further delay, we are going to start the session. So, before that, just one more thing I would like to tell all our viewers, that we have a ebook ready for you. Okay, it is designed on the topic of roles of AI in QA and QC in biopharma, and it is for you today. It will be available for you as a free download, and within the webinar we'll be sharing the link, where using the link you can go ahead and do a free download of this ebook, which will be very much helpful, and it is complete very insightful, and it will be very helpful for you to know about what are the roles and what are the prospects which are there of AI in QA/QC. Okay, so be attentive, everyone. Anytime during the webinar, we will be sharing the link for the ebook. So, as Pradeep sir has already done a self
yes,
introduction, but it will not be
yes.
enough. I have to say a few words
Yeah.
about sir. So, sir is a QA assistant manager in Intas Pharmaceutical. So, with a strong foundation in pharmaceutical sciences and over 5+ years of diverse industry experience, Mr. Pradip Tiwari has built deep expertise in LIMS, data governance, computerized system validation, data migration, and IT QA across leading pharmaceutical organizations. His cross functional experience spanning quality control, ITQA validation, and digital quality systems positions him as an emerging specialist in digital transformation within pharma quality systems. So, sir, over to you. We are eagerly
Yeah,
waiting for
yeah.
discussion.
Thanks, Tithi, for your introductions. Hi, hello everyone. Hope I'm audible for everyone's, and I'm sharing my screen. I hope it is visible for all of you. Please give the confirmation for that. Then I will proceed further.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
screen is visible.
Thanks. Hello, everyone. As you know, myself Pradip Tiwari, and I'm working in the Intas Biopharmaceuticals in the R&D laboratories. And today we are discussing about the how we are going to manual to digital to our day in day out activity into our laboratories. We are following too many activity in day out, like we have to prepare the samples, analyze the samples, sample movements from another department to other labs. Lots of activity we are following as analyst into our laboratories. Then for those things, nowadays we are following some manual operations, some digital operations, and we are using a lots of instruments in our laboratories. Apart of this, we are doing the documentation as per our decided guidelines or as per our regulatory recommendations. Then we follow those standard operating procedures into our laboratories. Nowadays, the regulators are have suggested many topics to change our process flow and our day in day out routine activities to digital way. And this is the I think this is the new era for QA and as well as the QC in the biopharma. And moving to next slide. Why QA and QC matters? Because as you know, we are producing or manufacturing the biopharmaceutical products. It is a life-saving drugs which are directly intact with our patients and humans. Then before intaking the dose drugs, we have to ensure their qualities. It is attended with the mark or not, which are ensuring by the quality control as well as the quality assurance departments. For those, we are maintaining the accuracy and reliability for the data. We have generating lots of data during our routine activity. And those data covers very important roles like what are the our drug potency values and all the those things. It is complies with our requirement or not. Then today we will explore how QA/QC evolved, why digital tools are essential, and real examples for their impacts. And I'm moving to next slide. Evolution of QA and QC. Before QA and QC eras, we are doing lots of work when the regulatories are not too much comprise the issues. Like in that era, before 2015, we are doing some manual entries and some procedure lacks over there. Then over the lots of regulatory bodies audits in Indian pharmaceutical companies, they have suggested many topics, many improvements in our industries today. Then before digitalized era, we are using the paper-based records, manual sample tracking, higher chances of error, and slow audit and approvals. Nowadays, some auditors are came back in India from another countries. They have a like sort of period time. During time, we have present lots of data. Then find out the data. It's getting a hectic. Then after that, we are going to normalize the data, so automated data captures, electronic documentations, a real-time dashboards, faster, more consistent workflows, and managing static as dynamics data through the LIMS. We have lots of softwares we are using in the our laboratories from many kinds of vendors like Level LIMS, Caliber LIMS, Thermo LIMS. Lots of companies, lots of vendors are providing the laboratory information management system data into our laboratory nowadays. And the digital way, it's like looks like a very good way, but we have to taking care of the data reliability also. For those things, we have to validate the data, we have validate the computer systems, we have validate their data reliability, and then according to those scenarios, we are going to proceed further. And how the importance of the digital transformation in nowadays in our QC laboratories, because all the activities in holding in the quality control laboratories, the activities is going on by the users, reviewers, approvers, managers. These kind of roles are working in our laboratories. It should be controlled or not controlled like that, not like it should be monitored by our quality assurance department. They have concerns about the accuracies and data reliabilities, data transparencies, and should be like data record and traceability of those data. For those importance of the greater accuracy, improved speed, stronger compliance, full traceability, real time insights. Suppose sometimes you guys maybe become a super analyst and supervisor into laboratories after some times, then you have to take care of the real time insights. Suppose we have taken a sample and have to release before the timeline, it is about 15 days or 20 days, then you have to take care of all the compliance, and all the parameters should be described in the STPs. It should be converted into the digital way. Then you have to take care of those data. Nowadays, the very important role of LIMS is a laboratory information management system. The purpose of this softwares tracking the sample, test, and results throughout the laboratory workflow. From we have lots of workflow in our laboratory, but for you as a fresher, I'm suggesting you from entering the sample into our laboratory, from releasing the batch from your plant. These all activities should be monitored by QA assurance department, like quality assurance department. But some of the laboratories testing, it should be driven by our quality control department. It's like integrates similarly with the analytical instruments like HPLC, GC, UV, bioburden, and ion exchange chromatography, and FTIR, and sometimes of UPLC, mass spectroscopy. Lots of instruments are using in our laboratory. Some instruments are categorized wise, like some instruments are connected with the serial based cable only. Some instruments is connected with the server based instruments only. Some instrument are standalone systems. They should be well qualified through our guideline. For those qualifications, we have guidelines. You just take from our ISP guideline. Just note down the GAM 5 guideline. According to these guidelines, we have categorized our instruments, systems, and softwares. Then we have to qualify it further. These are these guidelines intended to how you are using your software, how are you are going to qualify your softwares into our laboratories. Then the centralize all laboratories data in one accessible form, reduce the transcription errors by eliminating manual data entry, faster sample turnaround times from receipt to reporting, accurate audit trials for complete regulatories and compliance. Hope I am not a professional teacher, as you know, then but I'm trying to elaborate those things for you guys. Is this okay till here? Are any questions, any doubts? Just let me know. Or just I move ahead. Tithi, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, then is there any questions over here? Then I will proceed for next slide.
Sir, would you please proceed for the next slide? I think there will be many more questions once you finish it. Our audience
Yeah,
is
yeah,
waiting to ask all the
yeah, yeah,
questions.
yeah,
So
yeah.
far, it's
Okay.
very clear, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And MES is like manufacturing execution system. These are belong with our the production unit, where we are bulk manufacturing we are producing the drugs into the production system. These have also nowadays we are going to automation systems for those things. The pass like more software like passes, SCADA, this kind of we have a softwares. They are recording the batches for the fever deviations and automated records, consistency, contemporaneous, and data reliability. For those things, we are using our the manufacturing unit. And we have a strong quality management system into our laboratory as well as the QA documentation purpose also. If you are doing some work or assigned by your supervisors and or your managers, you are following some SOPs like written procedures for how you are evaluating those data. Sometimes you got some discrepancy or you got some deviation, you're not following properly that procedures. Then we have a according to our QMS system, we have followed those the documentation systems. Like we have initiated the deviations, we have initiated the incidents, we have initiate like a change control for those things. Then after that, a part of our detailed investigations, we are producing the kappa. Kappa is nothing like the corrective actions and preventive actions. What we are doing the corrective actions for risk mitigations, and before that this will not happens again in future, then you have to take a preventive action for those things. And this shows like end-to-end quality visibilities and risk reductions like when you are complying some things into our system, our drug products, it should be more effective, more efficient for those patients who are eagerly waiting for these drugs. And the compliance, GXP is like good manufacturing practices, good documentation practices, and good X is like you can considers about anything like GDP, GMP, good chromatography practices. These kinds of you can accessible for those words. And the real world case study, ELN adoption. ELN is nothing. ELN is the electronic laboratory notebook. These are launched by many organizations like Dr. Reddy's, Lupins, and Sanofi's, Teva, and currently also Intas also adopted the ELN process for their R&D laboratories. They are using some data to lab data from across the laboratories like cell and gene therapy laboratories, UPD laboratories, CMC laboratories. Lots of they have a section-wise laboratory departments. They are using the ELN software for day in day out activities. For adopting of ELN software is keywords like the data's like a data archival, because we have genetics lots of data. For manual papers it is not possible to access those data on physical notebook due to the our have a limitation of storage and like assessment powers for using those things. That's why the our more Indian MNCs are going to adopting ELN software for like when this can be accessible by everyone in anywhere. Like sometimes we are using the ELN and we are seated our place and we need some data from another department that we have to easy access, like for better collaboration, knowledge retentions, these kind of things we have taken care. Like and whatever our stability studies, this kind of workflow also should be driven by our LIMS and ELN software. And you can see the like whatever the challenges before manual manual when we are using the manual and data entries, and nowadays we are using the MES and LIMS like digital way into our laboratories and manufacturing units. And we have to taking care of our medicine qualities, and it should be like always in the improving areas. To speed and accuracy, digital Q and QC dramatically improves processing speed while reducing errors. And we have lots of essential systems for LIMS like LIMS, ELN, MES, QMS. For training is the TMS, and for human management system we have a success factors, and we have a, like a HR management software for you know for mapping of human in the department wise, and it's a like a real time implementation. For those implementation we have prepared lots of documentations, as I told you, you just follow the GAM guideline, and for those things GAM 5 is a guideline to qualify the system and software into our laboratories. It should be a better outcome for the industries as well as the patient safety also. Uh, Thank you guys for connecting with me. If you have any questions and discussion about limbs and sort CSV format, then definitely just let me know. I'm here for you only.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sharing the current data management and how the digital technology we are implementing in QAQC sector in biopharma. Thank you so much for sharing
Yeah,
with all our viewers.
yeah,
All right. So, sir, we will come back to questions at the end of the
yeah, yeah,
session.
yeah, yeah.
So
I,
all our viewers, sir, will be leaving, but he will rejoin us for our QA/QC session, and
yeah,
that time
yeah.
you guys can ask all your questions to sir.
Sure, sure.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir, for
thanks,
this.
Tithi. Thanks, Tithi. Bye.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys. So now time to move on, and we are getting ready for our second speaker of this thing. Hello, sir,
Hello.
once again.
Hi,
All right.
Tithi, am I
So
audible?
yes, sir,
Actually,
you
your
are audible.
voice is not coming.
I hope I'm audible to you, sir. You are audible to me, sir.
Uh, okay, might be some glitch. I've joined through mobile because some network issue or might be due to the some constraint. My laptop is not working. Even your backend team will run my presentation.
Okay,
So
okay,
thanks again. If
okay, okay. Just
yeah,
2 minutes, sir. I'll give a brief introduction about sir.
you can
Uh,
introduce your team, and once you will give me the go ahead, then I will start. Somehow I'm not able to listen your words. Not
Yes,
an issue.
yes, sir. Okay. So, all the viewers, Avdesh Singh, Mr. Avdesh Singh, sir has joined us before as well, and he is a senior manager quality assurance at UGA Pharma Specialities, which is a branch of Aurobindo Pharma. So Mr. Avdesh Singh has 17 plus years of experience across aseptic and non-aseptic formulations, APIs, vaccine facilities, and large-scale sterile and OSD operations. He has successfully faced major global regulatory inspections, including US FDA, EU, MHRA, TGA, WHO Geneva, and more than 100 plus customer audits from companies such as Pfizer, Novartis, GSK, Merck, and Cipla. Mr. Singh brings strong insights into how AI and digital technologies can elevate QA/QC operation, strengthen decision making, and modernize compliance frameworks. All right, so over to you, sir. We are looking forward to your session.
Thanks, Tithi. So now we can start. So today's our topic for discussion. It's digital transformation in QA/QC, advanced technology. There's so many advanced technologies implementing in all the sectors, pharma sectors, and yeah, slowly it's getting improved in all the factors and exploring how cutting edge of technology are revolutionary quality assurance and quality control system in a pharmaceutical manufacturing. So go for next slide. So here we will discuss about the importance of digital documentation and traceability. So this in this era of digital documentation, so in that we can control end-to-end traceability of our product life cycles from starting of the receiving of material like a raw material, manufacturing, quality testing, release, distribution. So every stage there is a number of softwares are available like ERP, like SAP, like limbs what Mr. Tiwari is explained, and so many software is there for the release. You can use your SAP for the product release in the marketing. So in this way you can evaluate, you can identify where is the risk, so you can reduce your data loss possibility, so that you on the that basis, the data is the only base. From that you are deciding your whatever products you are manufacturing, that is good for quality and good for my patients also as a customer requirements. So in this era, once you are going to adopt this digitalization, all the data will be saved in a server manner. Previously what was the system, all the things persons were recording in manually, and the details were getting stored in a the file mode, and you cannot store for longer time, it will get tear off, it can vanish, it can fade off. So many problems is there were there at that time. To improve that part, we have introduced so many systems digital. We are storing our complete data in the software and system, so due to that we can enhance the transparency. Whatever the products, whatever the testing, what are the materials be included in the in my product manufacturing, so all these parts we can identify, and in this with identification of this we can identify the what type of kappa we can choose for, if suppose any such type of issues we observe during the our product manufacturing or product quality testing. So at that time what type of kappa we can introduce, that parts also you can easily identify this traceability and a product life cycle evaluation with the help of digitalization. Go for next slide. So in this era, role of AI, machine learning, and quality prediction and deviation analysis. So all type of whatever deviation analysis, you can predict the quality of the product in well advance. When your product is manufacturing is going a good quality or not, is there any predict, you can identify there some might be any challenges will occur in your testing parts or your releasing parts. Periodic you can evaluate the real time data, whatever products you are when your HPLC is running, you can identify my peak is getting satisfactory or not, my product will be satisfactory or not. Pattern recognition. The pattern recognition is a technology that AI always evaluating whatever the deviation or whatever the kappa you have identified, issues you have recorded, and for that the system will identify if such type of issue will be there in your product. Definitely there might be some chance of product failure, or might be some chance of you will get the market complaint. So identify these are the key benefit you can identify very well advance uh, regarding your failures also, and you can easily adopt the new technology and do the improvements part in your for the cost saving, for the improving of quality. So all these activity you can identify through the this digitalization method and implementation of AI system. Proceed for next to slide. Next also, this is completed. So real time monitoring, hope you all are very well aware. Currently we are monitoring BMS system, we are monitoring EMS system. So so many things, your products is getting in a proper temperature is control, because until you are not giving the proper environment, you are, definitely there is a multiple chance of your product can get failed. So to save my product, to save my patient, so all these are the supports mainly working for the culture. So in this help of so many guidelines, regulatory bodies they are implementing. Yes, you quality QC person, they are new person, they are going to join this pharma sector. However, definitely you have to go with all these terminologies, because Mr. Tiwari already explained so many terminologies might be here first time. In that manner there is so many regulatory bodies also, you might get, yeah, like this word or terminology or regulatory body exist. Yes, so many, all the countries they are having individual regulatory bodies, and they are working for their persons, their country persons, their employee, or everyone. Other countries also they are helping for other countries, good countries, they are evaluating the plants, evaluating the product quality. And same manner whatever product we are getting manufactured, we are supplying some ROW, or some small countries they are not having the up to the top mark of the regulatory bodies for identification of concern, for the preparation of guidelines, what are the requirements. So in this manner Data integrity and compliance 21 CFR part 11 is a key part, because once we are discussing for the this transformation from manual to digitalization, implementation of AI, so that data accuracy and data authenticity is more critical. You have to identify the whatever data you are getting to for the review. These are the in a real manner, they're not any glitch or they're not any manipulation. So identify so many regulatory bodies, they have implemented so many guidelines. That part of the implementation GAMP guideline, the Mr. Tiwari was telling, 21 CFR part 11 you are seeing in my system. So these are the regulations. So many regulatory bodies, they are providing the rules and regulation, how you can control your electronic record, so how you can save your electronic record, how you can rely on your electronic record. So for that, this 21 CFR part 11 is explaining for that. Global standard, there is a EMEA guideline, ICS guideline, WHO guideline, even Indian regulatory body also having schedule M guideline, WHO having so many TRS for this. And also there is a principle. Once you are discussing about the data on software, on system, there is a principle, LCOA principle: attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, accurate, complete, consistent, enduring, and available. So these are the short form of LCOA. So these key elements, if you will monitor for your trustability and authenticity of your data, definitely you can say yes, this product is manufactured as per the predefined acceptance criteria and requirement. So in that also there is a best practice. Whatever data you have collected, whatever data you have generated during the manufacturing and testing of your product, you can go for the audit trial. You can evaluate there is some ups and down, or there is some drift from your acceptance criteria. That part you can easily identify and evaluate through the audit trial and validate the system. Yes, my product is manufactured properly. So I'll explain you alcoa also further in next slide. Go for next slide. Yes, 21 CFR, FDA, as I told, US FDA, they expect all the things through the as per 21 CFR Part 11, FDA regulations requirement establishing the criteria of electronic records, electronic signature, considering the trustworthy of your data, reliability equivalent to the paper record. Because in old time, all the things, if it is written, your certificate was written, your birth certificate was written by hand, it means it's true. But now everything is getting digitalized. You can get the electronic signature on that, electronic stamping on that, and that is the authenticate. There is a hologram, there is a so many methodologies coming in the industry to evaluate your data is perfect and your data is accurate. And so many guidelines, so many system is already available. So what I was telling, we will discuss about the alcoa plus principle, because this is the key part of your authenticity of your data, your attributable, who created the data. Yes, like me created or someone else, Ram created or Sam created, or some any one person who created, he should write his name or do the signatures on same date, same time. Legible, all the data must be legible, because previously if we were using, sometime persons were using pencils, someone can erase that data also. So data will be the not authenticated, you cannot validate your data, even you he can rewrite also. So in that data always should be the pen ink, permanent ink, that should not be fade, and always it should be readable form. Contemporaneous, record at time of activity, when it was done. Suppose I am doing some activity today, so I should not go at my home and come back again tomorrow, and you can I can just write in a backdating activity. So this part should not be acceptable in the pharma sector with respect to the quality, because that you at that time you have to rely on your mind. That time the temperature was 20 degree or 25 degrees, so I can manipulate that data. So that manipulated data will not provide the authenticity of your product. So that may create the issue, that product might be failed, might be I was seeing something else. Original first recording or certificate copy. If you are recording any activity in a system, so that should be first copy. If any changing or any updation of data, there should be some comment and record should be there. Accurate, free from error and truthness, full, there should not be error. 25.5 degree temperature, it means 25.5 degree. B cannot write 25.5 to 25.6. Complete all the data capture, not selective. Whatever data, it's metadata, it's a supportive data, whatever raw data, complete data should be there. Consistent data flow logical sequence. It should be started from the day first or the first activity started, second, third, fourth, in a chronological manner. Enduring, preserve throughout the life cycle. Whenever your product is getting expired, or before, sometime in the pharma there is a culture, generally what we are doing, expiry plus 1 year. So you have to save your data, long life cycle, available, accessible for review of audit trail. Implementing, we can implement audit trail system. In that way we can evaluate my data is perfect or not. Secure access control, role based permission. If suppose I am authenticated, I can only access my previous data, then only I should be responsible. Otherwise, some other person can go, he can do edit, he can do them, delete the data. So there should be authentication system. So someone should use his password, login ID, so he cannot delete. There is a multiple level of storage also. And persons are keeping their data in a server, on two server. Validate all system. So in this way there is a GAM5 guideline. There's multiple layer of documentation, IQ, OQ, for as risk assessment, so many things. So you can validate your system through the documentation process, evaluate that parts also. Go for next slide. So improvement of digital documentation and traceability, digital advancement. As I told, digital advancement ensure real-time updates, accessibility. You can identify, yes, whatever product I have manufactured, that product is good in quality. My patient can take that product. There's a this digitalization also help. You can think if my system is improved up to this level, a person who is sitting in a deep USA or any country, he can do a simple scan and he can identify which company has manufactured this product, which company has used which vendor for their batch number, their expiry, every detail he can get on his mobile. So the GS1 is standard. There is implemented in worldwide. So serialization, that is a methodology. Anyone can evaluate. A small person who is having the mobile facility and connected to the internet, he can evaluate my product is authenticated or it's a fake medicine, because there's a lot of person they are producing fake medicine. So through a single scan he can identify my product is genuine, authenticate, I can use or I cannot use. My product is expired, it's a relabel or everything, every detail he can get it. So many system is available. Even with respect to you are evaluating the key benefit, simply audit. Generally need not to go for all the plants, every location you have to travel and you can go and then you do the evaluation. Audit is not a lengthy process. There is also traveling time, 2 days 3 days you are wasting. So you can use this distillation data and you can evaluate on your desktop only in your office. No need to travel and no need to waste the time also. Reduce the risk of data loss due to the fire or due to the other situations. You can save your data and enhance the transparency. Your product is genuine and your product authenticity, you can identify, yes, product is genuine and this was manufactured from this company and I can easily use, and this product is manufactured for my disease also. Go for next slide. And this benefit digitalization transformation in QA cases, QC, enhance visibility or real-time monitoring, like you are doing this through the monitoring temperature, RH, your other product storage evaluation, real-time identification of oxygen, nitrogen. So whatever requirement of your product is specific, that you can monitor easily, carbon dioxide, whatever. Faster decision making, immediate. If any concern is coming, you are having a database, you can evaluate last 10 days, last 10 year data, you can evaluate last 15-year data through a single click. Yes, such type of observation we have identified. Is there any critical impact, you can go for the batch release or you have to do the discard this batch. Reduce the manual error. Yes, manual error was the issue. Due to that, this always there is a chance if any problem is coming very frequently as human error, because data entry issue, transcription error issue, analysis constraint, higher accuracy, sample sampling issue, weighing issue, all these, to reduce all these activity, we implemented this transformation system, implemented the software system. So many softwares is available. So this human error process also it get reduced due to this transformation. Cost saving, yes, definitely. If you are saving a single batch in a year, then you are completely getting your software or whatever digitalization system you have implemented at your plant. Definitely you get your all your money returned back at your company by improving this system. Go for the next slide. Finally, summary of the key takeaway. Yeah, whenever you are doing this data implementation system, there's so many guidelines: 21 CFR, LCOA, UMHRA, digital documentation and traceability, key critical area, all the factors you can evaluate, and this will help your products to get manufactured for the your patients' real need as per the defined guidelines, as per defined BMR, BPR, and you are going to testing all the products as per the spec STP. So there is a lot of improvements. You can do the cost saving also. You can do the real time bill advance identification of any issue due to the any observation or any deviation or any drift in your products. So all the electronics record you can keep all the whole life of the product life cycle and evaluate there's any some improvements require, you can use at that time also. So in this way, definitely digitalization will improve your product quality and your knowledge also, for your capability also to identify and take the final decision. So in this way I am taking final closure. Yes, thank you. If any concern we can discuss. Hi Tithi.
Thank you so much, sir. What a wonderful session you have taken, sir. Actually, like if we keep apart the technical trouble that we had in the beginning, but your session went on very well, sir. And thank you for showing us the need for precision and accuracy, which is a integral part of maintaining data in QA/QC, and also with digitalization, how this accuracy and authenticity and traceability of the data is how important it is, and how everybody has to, like, especially our young analysts who are trying to build a career in this particular field, so how important will be for them to keep an eye for this precision and this accuracy. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts on this. All right. So I hope all of you got a very good idea about the need of precision and authenticity, which is there in the digitalization that exists in the QA/QC field. And with that, we will move on to our third session. And I would like to welcome Dr. Ganeshan once again. Hello, Dr. Ganeshan. Thank you for waiting patiently for your session, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Actually, the speakers who preceded me have reduced my task, and I really thank them for a great presentation. And it has put a responsibility on me to take up the mantle that they have given me.
Yes, and actually, ma'am, there are so many questions already I can see in the comment box, which is actually related to your session now. And all the viewers, I would like to tell you that ma'am is going to give you guidance about how to get your career future ready in this age of digitalization. And that's why we will start her session. But let me say a few words about ma'am. So, as you all know, Dr. Ganeshan is our in house scientific expert in QA/QC and global regulatory affairs in Biotechnica. So, Dr. Ganeshan, she holds a PhD in microbiology and possesses extensive experience across diverse domains, including biosimilars, quality assurance, medical diagnostic laboratories, and medical devices. Her expertise spans clinical trials, data analysis, and regulatory affair areas, in which she has demonstrated both proficiency and passion. And today, ma'am is going to guide you about career related things which are there. Okay, how to build a career, how to do the certifications, what all certifications you have to do, what kind of skills you have to develop in this digital age of QA/QC. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I'm sharing my screen. Could you please let me know if I'm visible and you can see the screen? Wonderful. So let us, without any further ado, get into the subject. Now, building a future career ready and everything, big, big words. And after all our speakers have spoken, let us understand that, with the advent of AI, we all might feel that our AI taking up our jobs. If we are not AI ready, are we not going to get jobs? Are we not safe? See, understand that earlier we had postmen to do the job. Now we have mobile phones. Doesn't mean that machines actually took away the job. Yesterday's postmen are still becoming today's people who deliver courier, who do delivery from Zepto or any of our e-commerce platforms, right? So the work is still the same, except that they are operated to a better efficiency using the digital format, right? And we have Ola's and Uber, everything at our beck and call because the digitalization took over. So AI is not going to take over your job, as it is commonly said, people who are not able to use this automation or not able to tap onto this AI or not able to get themselves accustomed to this particular digitalization may feel left behind. So it is our responsibility to take one step ahead. And what our excellent speakers have told before me, they have shared the need for the AI and how AI and digitalization is taking over and how it is for us to board that bus, to board that vehicle, and make our journey ahead. I'm definitely sure that we are all going to do a great job. Okay. So the agenda, I'll go briefly. I'll be talking about the skills which are in demand for digital literacy, transitioning to the industry because it can be really difficult, from coming from an academia, because all of us are coming from academia. We don't jump right from industry. We transition from being a student to maybe, a research or college level research, and then coming to an industry, and suddenly reality hits us, and then the career pathways and certifications and training required for this. So, what does a QA and QC generally bring to the table? The job was never very difficult, actually. The QC are going to, test your final products for any defects, and QA is going to make sure that the process is going on in the right manner and there is no defect in the first place. So, that is the entire part. And between that, they have to test the quality, manage the risk, think ahead before time of what the risk is going to be, and then think about the continuous improvement, that how can we make the product better, how can we make it purer or good quality and ensure safety. Because in biopharma, everywhere we are all concerned about the safety of the consumer, even food for that example, any example you take. But specifically biopharma, people go to sleep peacefully because they feel that the products are quality tested, right? So being in this profession, we hold the responsibility for the safety of so many lives, that really it's very important, and they become one of the stakeholder. So being one of the stakeholders, the communication is very important. The pharma company has to make sure that they are communicating the instruction for use, or what is the indication that they are using it for. Everything should be clear. So automation has sort of got into this, and we are able to generate better data and improvise on it, come out with better outputs, and see what indications it can be treated. And at real time, there is pharmacovigilance. We are able to monitor different things happening even after sales of or after marketing. So many things are happening. So this efficient communication to all the stakeholders, the pharma company, the consumers, the clinical professionals, all this is happening to a large amount of automation, database, the cloud storage, everything. So there is a strategic input to all these things. So over a period of time, just like our postman started becoming our courier wala and then transitioning to our e-commerce platforms, QA/QC is also having more and more respect. It is taking more and more ownership, and with digital platforms, we are way ahead in doing our jobs a lot better. So understand, it is to do our jobs better. So the shifting landscape going from manual to automated, no longer, writing down the weighing balance and everything and bothering about the deleting of the ink and everything that Sir emphasized on. Alcoa principle that they Sir told us about. All this is important, but do you realize that automation has got all that to the platform and made the life easy? So no longer you have to like fidget and get a pen out of the pocket and write every single time. Most of it is documented like on your lens system. Imagine, when we used to give our blood for testing to a diagnostic lab, earlier there used to be a person who will note down the number, and that number has to follow everywhere. So if the 6 started looking like a 0, imagine the impact it can have on the result. Some positive patient can be given negative or negative to positive, depending upon the intensity. Imagine if it was HIV, that house is in for a big problem, right? So manual to automation transition, like, it has helped a lot. Now we have barcodes being scanned, the laboratory information management system, and the QMS, the quality management system. It's all gone digital. A lot of it has reduced the paperwork. SOPs are available at beck and call. You don't have to wait for the QA in charge to come and say that, oh, which SOP you want. You're a new joinee. Wait, I'll give you the SOP, and they will enter into the. It's available. If you have the correct access code, you can access it. Training has become easy. Imagine how much the automation has blessed us. And here the data is playing a role. For example, if somebody wants to make something better, continuous improvement, they can base it on data, like the data coming from active survey of their medicine after being marketed. They can base it on so much of the data available from the feedback, and everything is centralized. So we are going after data, and based upon data you're improving it, not because of some whim and fancy, and not because of some clueless attitude, right? A lot of data integrity is preserved. We know where the data is coming from. We know it is authenticated. We know that it is not coming from some sifters, and we can actually rely on that data because of this. Of course, there is a lot of problems associated with the data, but a secure management is necessary, and then we can definitely say that we are taking data oriented decisions and not random decisions, which will ensure that our data is being monitored and we are getting proper decisions. Key decision points are made based on this decision. So how the QA and QC going from manual to automated, we are relying on data and it is becoming better by the day. I think that is where all our QA and QC professionals should feel very responsible and very proud of what they are getting to this table, right? So, talking about increased security, there are regulations like the 21 CFR, as Sir was very nicely mentioning. And CFR is core of federal regulations, and I always say this, it's a federal regulation, which means it's compulsory, it's mandatory, it's no longer a choice, right? And you have to make the data traceable and compliance. There is definitely all the regulatory agencies are asking for compliance. And if you show them data after data, record after record, without having to run around the paperwork, it's really going to improve the credibility of the organization you're working for. And it gives you peace of mind because you know nothing is going wrong. So, only a future ready professional who has all this domain expertise and is using data proficiency, all this is a person who's going to get that one edge ahead. So, are we ready? Of course, we are. We all transition from a landline phone to a mobile phone and to Apple, and so many things. I'm sure all of us are capable of doing it. So, just understand how. So the in-demand skills are digital literacy. Everyone, is screaming about digital literacy these days, identifying the falsehood from the true, essential for tracking the samples, results, everything, right? So I spoke about the LIMS, and the speakers ahead of me have, made my job easier by talking about the automation, about the electronic notebooks and the LIMS system, and the software managing documentation for audits, deviations, and kappa forms. Right. So the kappa forms will be directly traceable to what deviation it was from and for which audit non-conformity it was from. So the flow is evident. You don't have to go search behind the paperwork and then suddenly wonder, oh, why did we bring this variation? We don't remember. But no, now it is easily traceable. And that traceability will give you a confidence on the product authenticity and the product's reliability. So we are all expecting to be becoming digital literate, right? And data analytics and visualization tools, everyone can more or less handle the Excel. Minitab is just a step further, and there are specialized softwares which definitely are becoming more and more user friendly. And automation tools, the familiarity with the automation testing equipment is making our job easy, right? Earlier, the blood test was done by a manual person, the blood glucose level. It could easily be like she boiled it more or less. But now it is all automated. You put the blood samples and the analyzer does it automatically. Excusing me for giving more or less the diagnostic examples. However, I feel that every one of us has at least once given a sample for testing and you can relate to it. Similarly, a lot of automation has been coming here and preserving of the samples in a biosimilar industry. For example, the samples are you have a master cell bank and which one you're picking out automatically it is being noted, and all these things are being documented. So it's really nice to have automation tools. Further, we are all supposed to be a data literate, right? So to understand what is data literate, these are very common terms, for a common person, not just a QA/QC professional, that we have to be safe in digital environment. How much of data can be given out? So the data should be accessible only to the concerned person. For example, a manufacturing person's confidential data cannot move out of QC. The QC results cannot be seen by everyone else, and the rights to edit will be with very few people. So you understand your own responsibility and have the access codes. Don't tamper with it. Don't leave your credentials lying around. And these are the things, apply the correct information in the correct place. Maintain your identity. You don't log in from someone else's ID. These are the basic things, and use of the digital tools. Every organization purchases a very valid section of their own digital tools, which you will be trained on after getting into that organization. So you don't really have to worry that, oh my God, they're using big terms, we can't. You just need to have the willingness to learn. And the in-demand skills are use of electronic documentation, that is moving beyond paperwork to have all the electronic documents. So making sure that you upload the most recent SOP, making sure that the SOP is like having a change control history and it is available for the respective department. And definitely data integrity, Alcoa sir has explained so much in detail that I need not go into it further. But these are the skills which we must develop over a period of time, and become very mandatory for the current regulatory frameworks. As I said, we are supposed to be aware of the GMP and GLP and specific industry regulations. So, depending upon what industry you are, if it is a medical device or a drug, the FDA, EMA, EUMDR, we really need to be knowing all these things. And these days, information is available so much, you just have to tap onto it and read more about it. So, you will be given a lot of training once you join an industry, definitely, and you need to be making yourself accustomed to use all these networks, right? And understanding how to prepare and participate in an internal or an external audit. So the first thing that there will be auditing is for all the documentation, and if everything is automated and present in an electronic form, it reduces the workload on you, and that shows your preparedness for audit, right? So how do you transition? So mind the gap. Just like we say during the metro station, mind the gap. Here you need to remember what you know and what you don't know, and transition carefully, right? So academic labs, they focus more on experimentation. They get excited on the result. They may repeat it, they get it, but they are not documented sometimes. However, the industry focuses on standardization. So in academia, if you are doing an experiment and you feel that, oh, it's not coming really pink, it should change in the pH, let us add more acid. In an industry, you cannot add anything to your whim and fancy in a manufacturing unit. It has to be documented. Not even one molecule goes in extra. So the entire technology transfer, all these things have to be documented and placed and only followed after it is countersigned, right? So documentation becomes very necessary. Come on, we all know the importance of documentation. We lost most of our like countries, Vedas and like Upanishads just because our ancestors failed to document most of them. So that is a big lesson, right? We should know the importance of documentation. And while moving into the industry, understand that there will be SOPs. You cannot act independent on them. Train yourself and understand the SOPs. Nowadays, the SOPs are made digital, and for your designation, there will be respective department SOP where you can go through. Validate your work. Understand the concept of the equipment calibration, method validation. Validate your work and document it. That is again the most important part. And never shy away from all your software systems. Get hands-on experience and all the documentation practices associated with it. Understand that every instrument comes with an IQ, Q, and PQ, installation qualification, performance qualification, and digitalize it, store it, and you have to be able to retrieve it at your convenience and whenever demanded. So, understand and network with people in your organization beyond it, and try the real world examples and challenges. Somebody else's challenge can be your valuable lesson, and you really need to understand this. So that is why I always say network, use sources like different industry pages, go through bulletins, LinkedIn. It will definitely help you all, and this should help you transition and make it smoothly from your academic careers to your industry. And those who are already there in industry, it will help you climb that career ladder. So the career pathways in digital QC, and when it starts at an entry level as an analyst, you focus on hands-on learning of basics, transition gradually to an executive or a mid-level where you manage these documents and understand the depth of these documents, analyze the data, identify the trend. All this is being like, in the digital platform. It should not be easy. You are not sitting with a graph paper and doing it anymore. You have the data visually represented and saves a lot of it. So all you have to do is manage to learn all these things. And as you transition further to a digital QA specialist, you get into the data governance. You know how to use the previous data to make your next batch better. Point out where things can go wrong. There are so many, strategical development expertise available like RegTech and many other places which can help you make your process better. And automation definitely not only saves time, but a stitch in time saves a nine. So like, initial hurdles are covered then and there, and you're saved from, bigger recalls or warning letters, right? So you can have a digital platform to monitor feedbacks. There will be a QA specialist who will be handling the feedbacks based on the survey, focusing on the next, incident or the kappa which has to be taken. They'll comfort the team and get ahead with the system. So all these things are very important for us to understand as the role transition from just being a laboratory technician tester to going ahead to become a responsible QA/QC professional. So overview of the certification, ISO 9001 is sort of the Bible. It has an extensive quality management system, and it is specifically for most of the management systems, and it clearly defines the management responsibility, the individual person's responsibility, how qualified persons should be there, how everything should be documented, how everything should be on paper, the quality policy and the quality manual. Now everything is digitalized and available as soft copy. The auditors no longer actually walk into your lab and look at paper after paper, but you just have to share the link and they monitor you on that. And you have to frequently update it. So how do you learn all these things? There are some essential certificate courses which are available, like certified quality auditor courses, the ASQ, the American Society of for Quality. They offer all these courses. There are certifications for quality auditor, quality technicians, and quality engineer, which are more advanced, and the engineers who get into this transition phase. Now, these certificate courses offered by ASQ, they have certain examinations. You just have to search the internet for ASQ courses, and you will find it. And it is mostly two types of examinations are there. You have an online examination completely, where you have to answer about 100 MCQs out of 110, and it's open book. But trust me, even if it is open book, unless you open your mind and read from it, you will not be able to answer the questions. And you have to understand that being certified will give you a global overview and you will be recognized globally. So these certifications, they really, really matter, and it will give you an edge. So in India, we also have the Institute of Good Manufacturing Practices, IGMPI, which offers postgraduate diploma in QA and QC, like an actual diploma. So that should also help you. And many platforms like our Biotechnica offer, internships and small time courses in quality assurance and quality control, which will clarify your basic concepts, give you an opening to the digital world of it, and take you a step ahead in learning. And it's always that these certifications are just a ladder where you have to really climb up, but how much you climb is your responsibility, basically. So, an overview of the certification training, you have to get that industry specific training. There are courses on GMP and GLP. And again, on the 21 CFR Part 11 ICH guidelines, there is a on the ICH website itself, there are some free certifications available. Then definitely the software training. So the software training will not be available for anyone. If when you join the industry, that industry will have a subscribe to a particular LIMS or system, and that vendor will come and give you that training. So once you gain that experience, it'll be easier to transition laterally to a parallel industry or vertically to a higher positions. So you just have to be open. The book of knowledge is wide open with the advent of internet. All you need to do is like look around you and channelize yourself. The ASQ, the GMP training, and the software training, they're all available. And all that you need to know is you have to take a step ahead and do it. So there is this quality management system and the industry specific training. And further, I would like to just tell you one point before I take leave from you. And I know that I'll be standing between you and your dinner, but food for thought. Future QA and QC professionals need a blend not only of technical skills but also digital skills. If you don't adapt, you are left behind. You really must take that one step ahead and master your talent and your art in using LIMS, QMS, and other data analytics, which are very crucial. And the strategic certifications at the correct point will definitely give you one boost in your job, like ISO or ASQ. and compliance awareness. You talk about compliance, you work towards it, and that is how you would go ahead in the world of your QC professionals. Understand, being a QC professional or a QA professional is a responsibility. Many people sleep well by using all these products and medicines just because there are these professionals working really hard to keep everything safe, right? So, with this responsibility, it will give you satisfaction if you do your job well, update yourself, and make a big career ahead. So, I'm open for questions and thank you for your attention. Over to you, Tithi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And it's always a huge pleasure to watch your talk and attend your talks. Thank you so much. And I'm sure all our viewers have got an idea about what all certifications, because many people were asking us in the comment section about the certifications and the skills that they need. So I think ma'am has already answered most of your questions. But yes, now we are opening the floor for open question discussion. So we have already a few questions coming in, and a very common question multiple viewers have asked us here. So there is Bablin and there is Sahib. Both of them have asked similar question. So they are freshers, masters, and their question is: will they be able to join QAQC in pharma companies?
Okay. Would you want me to answer?
Yes, please, Dr. Ganeshan.
Okay. I was waiting for Mr. Awadhesh to answer, so I'll just take a lead. And yes, being masters doesn't stop you from going ahead for a career, if that is what you're trying to understand. It is your learning of how much you want to go ahead. So it is not stopping you if you're a bachelor's. It is not stopping you if you're masters. And being PhD alone is not going to give you an edge. What is going to give you a lead over there is how much you learn. Okay, learning the responsibility to be a quality professional and training yourself first in the terms and the terminology of what is used, and learning that everything has to be documented is the first step to being in a quality professional. And then learning how to use the digital platforms, understand that everything has to follow from an SOP. And definitely there are the certifications and small courses which help you take one step at a time and taking a leap ahead. But definitely being a master's is giving you an edge. And because you have learned to persevere, you have come one step more than your graduation, which means you have taken a step already. And welcome to the field. It's open for anyone who wants to learn and wants to make a difference in other people's life.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering the question. So I'll just take a few minutes from our speakers. So I have an announcement for all our viewers. I told you all in the beginning that we have made a ebook for you all as a free download with the webinar for as a thank you gift, as a return gift, you can say, from Biotechnica for attending the webinar. So I would like to request our technical team, please post the link in the question in the comment section, and I request all our viewers, please go ahead, download the ebook. It's about the role of AI in quality control and quality assurance market sector in biopharma. So please go ahead, read the book. Definitely, it will be very helpful for you. Okay, so we'll continue with our question discussion here. Yeah. So, Vijay Sarthi, your question about what are some entry points or certifications that would help a traditional lab scientist transition into tech augmented QA/QC roles? I think you have already got your answer, Vijay Sarthi. Ma'am has already shown you the certifications which are needed for this particular for the post. But I would request of this, sir, can you just give some insights of yours to Vijay Sarthi?
So, thanks, Tithi. And really, Dr. Madam already explained very well what are the courses are available with you. They can adopt that part also. And in addition to that, if they are having the MSc or PG degree from the MTech or chemistry, so generally people are preferring. If suppose you are interested to go for the other bioinformatics sectors, so you have go to do the MTech bioinformatics, and or MSc in bioinformatics is if applicable. So these are the general courses. If any PG courses, generally in the pharma industry, people are not preparing or for the PhD candidates. However, they can try for the R&D sectors also. Still, there is a requirements, and they are looking for the PhD candidates. But if you are having the PG courses, that's enough. And with some supportive certification parts like Biotechnica is providing, so that will provide you give you the more chances to be selected in the pharma sectors.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with our viewers. Um, Next question we have is from Aniket Kadam, and I will say again, this is a common dilemma often we face at some or the other point in our studies, right? So he is saying that I have completed BSc biotechnology. I want to enter QAQC role after taking PG diploma in regulatory affairs, or should I go for MSc biotechnology? So I'll first ask Dr. Ganeshan, because you have been a PhD in microbiology and then you entered the QA field. So, ma'am, what will be your suggestion to Aniket?
See, I would say that if it is your passion to get into research and then get into the field, then do it. Because doing a PhD will give you a research freedom and you will understand what all things can go wrong. And once you have taken enough experience, you can go to the industry and then you can, fine tune yourself. So that is one approach. If you are interested in research and you want to become a research scientist, and go ahead and do a QC, because that's what I did. And there is the other way around. If you are interested more in the quality aspects of it, of the final product, and you really don't want to go about the research part of it, but by the product oriented, by following the regulation guidelines, it is play your interest and play your strength. And if you can do that, then you really don't need to do a PhD. You can get into the industry, and many industries do offer a PhD side by side. So there is also a part-time PhD available. It's, even then you feel that I really must do a PhD for the furtherment of your career. That option is also available in industry once you have a couple of years experience, and the industry will back you up. Like when I did my PhD, there were a couple of industry professionals who are doing their PhD part-time with my guide, and they made their project into their their research project. So you can really do that as well. So play your interest, play your strength, and if you really feel your life lies in the quality aspect of it, go for the the masters, and then go for the industry, gain an experience, and go to the PhD part of it. But if you want to come in as a research scientist and contribute to it, do a PhD and come. The choice is yours.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your personal experience as well with us. So, Avdesh, sir, what will be your input here from industry point of view?
With respect to industry, PG is good, as very well explained by doctor. So if you are having your PG, but BSc is little bit less. Generally, industry they are not considering. So it would be better go for the post graduation, either in chemistry, either in biotechnology, either in microbiology. So all the segments you can choose, but is at least requires the post graduation. And if, as I previously explained, also if you are in looking for the R&D sector, research and development, or some biotechnology fields, some companies they are still looking for the like cell and gene therapy, other sectors they are still looking for the PhD candidates also.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure, Aniket, your dilemma is sorted now. Okay. So next question we have from Sadia. So she's asking, can we do a job as work from home after training program? So basically, sir, in QA/QC sector in biopharma, so do we have work from home kind of opportunities?
In QC, no, 99% is a no. However, some parts in QA, some companies, if suppose they are working for the third party evaluation, or if suppose they are doing some third party based testing, data analysis parts. So in that they are sometimes some few very few companies like MNCs they are giving work from home. Otherwise, you can adopt 80 to 90%. There will not be any work from home concept in the QA/QC. If suppose if you are looking for the work from home, so you should go for the regulatory affair segments. So there is still more chances you can get the work from home opportunity. but QA/QC is little bit less.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sir, so much. So Sadia, you got your answer. So if you are looking for QA/QC, so opportunities will be little lesser if you are looking for work from home options here. But definitely for other sectors, you can look for. Sir also gave you idea about looking into regulatory affairs, or else you have to like be ready to work from labs and offices. Okay, so we have a question from Shiv Roshan. Is bioinformatics essential for QA/QC? What do you think, ma'am? What are your thoughts on that? Bioinformatics, is it essential here?
It is not mandatory, but it will definitely give you a lot of edge. And analyzing data is becoming, it depends upon which industry you get into, right? So if you're looking into the industry where you have to look into the data of your nucleotides and you have to work on your protein model and then get into it, then you have to validate your protein model, then yes, bioinformatics is mandatory. And bioinformatics is getting way deeper than just analyzing your molecular docking and protein models. It's getting way digitalized nowadays. It is not mandatory, but if you get into the respective industry, it will definitely give you an edge. I hope that answers your question, Shivroshan.
Yes, right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, next question we have from Vijay Sarthi, and he has asked a very technical question. So, what kind of error traces or failure modes are most valuable for improving AI model performance in technical domains like chromatography or microbial identification?
you So it's interesting, the question that you have asked. And I think he's working with chromatography, and that is why he wants to know the error traces or the failure modes, which are most important for evaluating the model. See, when you have a chromatographic model, all that is important is your pressure, your flow rate, right, and your detectors. So you can have the places where these are going a bit wrong or way away from the data. You have continuous, like every time you have to do a daily QC, you don't go directly for readings. So you find that your readings are going a little bit askew. And if you find that it is a trend which is happening over a period of time, though you have a good column, you have a good device, you're qualified medical equipment, everything, but still things are going wrong, then it is time for introducing and improving an AI model where you start identifying where the problem is coming from. Is your sensor deteriorating over a period of time? Is your flow rate being monitored, or there is a choke? Right, you'll have an alert after a particular number of usage. You put a alert that instead of using the same column about 20 times, you have an alert after 15 times. Was the column started to clean or not? After cleaning or not? There you can have an alert to give you a pre siren or an alert. You can have an improvising for this AI model. These are the errors that you can identify right at the beginning. Same goes for your microbial identification and contamination issues which you have in industry. And assuming that you're talking about the identification and contamination in the industry, and if you are trying to identify if your strain improvement and if there is a contamination and you cannot identify your microbial strain or the company strain from the contamination, yes, you can have a difference in contamination. You can always have an inoculation, a biochemistry test, and there can be an alert if something is going wrong, or there can be an alert right at the beginning if there are temperature or humidity issues and you need to halt the process before it goes way ahead. So these are the AI models you can develop and you can rely on to have a stop or an issue or a check before the entire process goes ahead and you suffer bigger losses, because it is better to stop early than go ahead and fail. I hope that answers your question, Vijay Sarthi.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for that elaborate and very well explained technical answer. Thank you so much. So, all the viewers, I know you all are excited, and I can see the number of questions that you have put in, but we have already run out of time. So, we'll take our last question. That is from Anuja, and she's asking, what about medical devices industry? I think she's asking for what kind of courses and what kind of certifications she needs to do to get into medical device industry. So again, Dr. Ganeshan, this is from your genre. So would you like to give her answer, please?
I would, if Avdesh sir would want to say something beforehand, then I'll wait for him and then I
Yeah,
will answer,
sir,
add
sir
my
just
thoughts.
came online. Yes, sir, please.
Yes.
So we are
Yeah,
asking about
hi.
medical device industry.
Medical devices industry is still there. Also, there's so many certification course. I think Biotechnica also is recommending, and some other organizations also they are doing. And if you are having the mostly generally in medical devices, if you are having the biotechnology courses or bioinformatics, so generally they are preferring like MSc biotechnology or bioinformatics, or MTech biotechnology or MTech MSc biotechnology. So these type of candidates generally in the medical devices field they are preferring. And some BTech students also they are getting chance like AI and all they have, if suppose they have did their qualification. But still companies they are selecting the candidates those are having the PG in biotechnology and bioinformatics for the medical devices.
Right. Thank you, sir. Anything that you would like to add, Dr. Ganeshan?
Yeah, so sir spoke about exact qualification that is required. I will just add on that other than your qualification, what is very, very important is look at the type of device industry that you're applying to. The type of device may differ from your, test kits or basic devices like the thermometer is also a medical device. Stethoscope is a medical device. Look into the heart implants, right? If you are technically sound handling that, okay, then you need to handle that course and with some more expertise on it, like how you apply the courses of, like, understanding data which is generated in that industry. So add your skill set over there and learn it well. And once you add, because it all depends upon where you apply, it will not come to you like without understanding the company where you apply. Use that particular knowledge. If it is a software as a medical device, the SaaS system, then you need to understand, have a very good background in software systems, and it makes sense that you upgrade yourself in that particular area. So make sure what medical device you are talking about, and then upgrade yourself accordingly. Right? There are different categories. Get knowledge in that particular field.
Thank you, ma'am, once again. So, with this, everyone, we will be wrapping up our QA session, and it was a delight to talk to all our viewers and get such useful insights from our experts over here. Thank you so much, Avdesh sir, for joining us. Thank you so much, Dr. Ganeshan, for all your support and contributions here. So before we leave, I would like to quickly tell all our viewers that yes, 27th of November, we are starting our new batch on QAQC online training program. And we also give project work along with, this is a 45 days course. Okay, so 45 days of theory sessions will be there. Along with that, there will be 1 month project work in which you can gain your own uh, hands-on experience, which will be very valuable to you in your experience letter as well as for applying for job. And also Biotechnica is going to give you 100% placement assistance as well. Okay, so anybody who is interested to join our course, please dial the toll free number and you can get in touch with us, and also you can get more information about this particular course. Okay, so with this, we will wrap up this session. So I hope this session was helpful to you. All of you got an understanding what QA/QC was earlier with all the manual work, how it has now moved on to the digital age, and how digitalization is not just record keeping, it is also implementing AI, and how Dr. Ganeshan has told you that AI is not here to take your job, but definitely it will take your job if you do not reskill yourself, right? You have to reskill, you have to upskill yourself, you have to learn the techniques which are needed for this present age, so that you are adaptable and you have modified yourself according to the emerging era. So thank you everyone for joining once again. Stay curious about automation, AI, and digital system. Invest in upscaling, skilling, and learning these new tools early, and position yourself not just as a quality professional but as a future-ready quality leader. Thank you everyone from all of us here in Biotechnica, and have a good evening. Thank you everybody.